Hi, everybody, and welcome to the 45th annual Autumn Gold Curling Classic presented by Curler's Corner. I'm Heather Rogers in the booth, joined by Kyler Kleibrink here. Welcome to one of the B qualifiers here on Thanksgiving Sunday.
Hello, welcome everyone.
Okay. So we've got a good matchup here, Kyler, between Team Jaeggi and Team Sturmay. Can you tell us a little bit about the lineups?
Yeah, sure. I'll start with Team Sturmay. At lead, we have Paige Papley. At second, we have Desiree Hawes, who just moved here from BC. And we have Danielle Schmiemann at third, and actually my mixed doubles partner, Selena Sturmay, playing skip.
Fantastic. And throwing yellow rocks here, we've got Team Jaeggi, whose mics are coming on there. We've got, Chelsea Carey's filling in at skip here for this team. She had played in Oslo with this team before. She was third in that lineup, so they've asked her again to play with them at skip. Then we've got Michelle Jaeggi, of course, Stephanie at second, and Lisa at lead.
Looks like we're just going to have a nice open blank end here. Warm up the ice a little bit, warm up the sweeping arms.
So throughout the event so far, we've been streaming on sheet 5 all weekend. I was looking into the stats on this sheet. We've got about a 50-50 win-loss percentage between yellow and red. So I think with the coin toss, some teams would choose rocks here, Kyler, but some would choose turn for the last stone draw. What would you pick?
Well, we do know that hammer is really important these days. If you look at the stats, whoever has hammer usually wins 60% of the time. So if your skip does favor a turn, they might take the side of the sheet that they want, but also rock color can be really important. Well, I guess I was wrong. We will not be having a blank end here. We had one rollout, so here comes the center guard from Selena, and we should have some action this end.
Close. Tight! Top 12!
Yeah, the ice has
Really
been
tight.
fantastic all weekend.
Tight.
The Autumn Gold Committee and the Calgary Curling Club brought in Jamie Barassa to make the ice for us this year, and he's made some tweaks along the way, but overall we're getting quite a bit of curl. The speed holds up, and you know, at 4 draws a day, we're pretty impressed with the conditions.
This Autumn Gold Bonspiel has a lot of history here. Myself, I would know that because my mom, Shannon Kleibrink, she played in this spiel for a lot of years. My childhood, every Thanksgiving was here in the rink. They put on a really good turkey dinner. So if anyone's hungry, come on down for a nice turkey dinner. And I remember they used to do a Calcutta that would pull in about $100,000. You could buy a team, and if your team made it far, you could win quite a bit of money. It was pretty awesome.
We got a 14-3 on that one.
Yeah, this year we've got a prize purse of $45,000. We'll have an 8-team playoff, and all that action will be tomorrow.
So this is the B qualifier, and the loser would drop to a C semi, I believe.
That's right.
Yeah. So both these teams would really love to qualify here. Don't want to have to go down into that seaside grind. 2 more games to qualify if you lose this.
So this is something we've seen all week too. You see Desiree just slipping a little deep with her draw. You know, especially in that first end, as soon as you sweep one draw in that path, the second stone down that same path just glides that much further.
Yeah, for sure.
Top 8!
We will try to keep you updated on some other games here as we go along.
Yeah.
Team Jaeggi with a great looking come around there.
Yeah, very nice. Looks like Selena may have to start bailing, or nope, she's
It's half
going to.
buried! Just so you know.
The team might convince her
only
to
have
play
a
a
good
run back
half.
here. Nope, Selena likes it. They're just going to try to hit half rock and roll to the open.
Desiree trying to make this rock curl. Yeah, just a great sweep there.
Oh wow, she got to the inside and she could only see half rock. That's really, really good.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Good weight control there.
Yep.
So now it may be Chelsea that needs to bail out of this end. Nope, she's going to try it too and hit and roll to the open.
Yeah.
So Michelle Jaeggi here delivering this rock for the yellow team. They are 39th in the world. They had a lineup change in the off season with Irene Shorey retiring from the game. So they've had a nice mix of spares come in and play with them. Chelsea being one of them. Oh, she just touches the guard there. Eve Muirhead was another. So good repertoire of players coming into the mix for them.
So yeah, we have Sturmay ranked 39th and Jaeggi ranked 25th. So Jaeggi would be the favorite here, but Sturmay's obviously really good, up and coming, and they're going to climb those ranks really fast this season, I feel like.
Selena with a bit of a defensive call here, Kyler.
Yeah, a lot of people would look at a center guard to really put the gears to him, and then Chelsea would probably play a run back. But I guess the risk is if you put a guard and Chelsea ever puts one on the tee line or even back four around it, then it could make Selena's life difficult. But this does leave a little double and roll here for Chelsea to sit really nicely.
Like a 10. Okay. So fast V40. Quickly,
So they're throwing what we would call control weight, 10 seconds, hog to hog.
Sweeping this right out of the hand. We might have to watch that. Both of those out turns over curling for her.
There might be a little bit more curl today than they've seen. I'm not sure. It looks like a few over curls in this first end.
or if we guard's just trying.
It is 25 degrees out here in Calgary, so I'm not sure why Heather and I are commentating today, but with 25-degree weather, you never really know what it's going to do to the ice, and as a player, you just have to be really on your feet and believe what the ice is doing that day when you have big weather changes, which we always have in Calgary. So
Looks like Selena likes your guard call now, Kyler.
yeah. So yeah, the risk for
super tight,
Selena is
just
if
biting center. On your
Chelsea
side,
does wrap one around on the tee line, but then Selena can freeze on that and probably force Chelsea. But this is going to put a lot of pressure on Chelsea in the first end, which as a skip, you never want pressure on you in the first end because the whole sheet isn't warmed up yet, right? So
Line's good.
Looks like Selena's calling a tight
Okay,
guard, so
Walden.
Chelsea
Walden.
will have to decide a run back or come around.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. 15-1.
Didn't really want that in the rings, but I think mission accomplished.
Yeah, you have to play it. When you
There
just
is
played it and
still
she
an
makes this, it's
opportunity
easy,
for
it's
Chelsea
hard. Yeah.
to
Yeah.
remove a lot of reds and possibly
True,
sit
that's
two.
good.
But it looks like she's going to elect to come to the back one, and much easier shot than a red triple. So.
Perfect.
Kyler, is that a bit of a difference between the men's and women's game? What do you think the men's teams would play in this situation?
I think that is a little bit of a difference. They would definitely be looking at that red triple angle, and if it was there to hit and roll behind the corner and make the triple, they would do it. But it looks to me like you would probably roll out to make that red triple, so maybe both genders would come to this decision here. But it's way easier to throw a 5-second peel in the first end than it is to put a precise draw down there.
Fortunately for Chelsea, she did nearly pin her draw to the button, so we'll see how she does here.
Yep.
What's Carla? Achtung!
Looks really good.
Other Carla!
I like that Michelle switches back to Swiss when she's just talking to her sweepers.
And that is a very good shot from Chelsea.
Bit of a sigh of relief now.
Yep. Yep. Selena will just have to follow that down, maybe tap it a little bit,
tap
and
it,
she should
put it
have the
two.
force here on Chelsea.
So I don't mind the freeze.
Yeah, let's play the freeze. The kind of
Yeah.
thing all be heavy.
Yeah, I think straight freeze is good then. Okay, okay. I like to throw. Yeah. Good one. Yeah. I think back line. Yeah. 13-5. Yeah.
Freeze. Okay.
Let's see if Selena can follow Chelsea's line here.
Room right now. Line's good.
Both sweepers on this.
Hard page. Hard page. Hard.
Yeah, coming up short wasn't the miss on that.
Yeah, you did kick that one. That top one.
That's kind of what I was talking about in the first end. You just never know,
Yeah.
did that hit a little bit of
Here, so I
frost,
think
or
we
did
are good
Selena
with
throw it a
those.
bit light? You just never know in that first end. Can't
I
trust
mean,
that
even
every
here,
spot
full height is good.
is fully keened up.
So a bit of a turn of events here. Sturmay had been controlling the end, I'd say, for the majority of play here, but Team Jaeggi now with an open draw, relatively open draw, to full 8-foot for 2.
Yeah, you kind of. Yeah. This one's a close too. There's not a lot of weight left to it.
Final shot here in the first end. Chelsea Carey of Team Jaeggi with a draw for 2.
Looks like it has lots of room. Just see if the weight is good. Looks really good. Perfect there from Chelsea Carey. Couple great draws.
So Team Jaeggi with a 2-0 lead heading into the second end.
Welcome back, viewers, for this second end
We're in.
here at the Autumn Gold Curling Classic.
More. It's okay, I think.
Looks like we're in for a very interesting game. These two skips do not seem afraid to throw a couple guards up. I'm not sure if Jaeggi came up light on theirs, but a lot of skips would have gone top 4 after scoring a deuce. I'm guessing they came up light, but if they did throw a guard, we're in for a good one today.
Yeah.
Looks like the ice is curling really good for come-arounds this draw.
Yeah, Jamie Brass has been just such an excellent resource for us, and the ice conditions have been very consistent all weekend. He hasn't had to touch up the rocks. The teams, he's surveyed all the teams, and everyone seems to be really impressed with the surface.
So Selena coming around the corner here shows that they have the confidence that they can clear the center later.
Back 8, back.
If they didn't feel that they could clear the center, they would probably come around the center now and try to use the corner later.
Getting tons of finish around this corner guard. What an excellent pair from Paige Papley.
Very nice.
Both leads came to play.
Yep. So now Chelsea's going to continue to plug up the center here, and Selena will have to deal with those rocks. We'll just see how she does it, if it's a big run back or if she can lightly hit and roll.
Think we are there? From people. Yeah. Yeah. Top 8. Roll, roll, roll. Yeah. Yep. Hard. Push. Push.
Just a slight tap of the center guard there. We'll leave an opening for Selena here.
You got it. Looks like it's curling a little here too.
Oh, looks like they're playing with rocks here, Kyler. I heard Selena ask if this was rock number 7 or 8.
Very interesting. So they've identified a curly or a straight or a slow rock, and they want to know when it's being thrown so they can ice for it.
Paige. Paige. Paige.
3.
That's definitely within tolerance for Desiree Hawes there. Chelsea's rock will be out of the rings, and Selena may deal with it or come around
Thing is end the knop,
on the
please.
next one.
Okay. Got that? Yeah. Roll, roll. Yeah. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Yeah.
The perfect nose there. Chelsea's controlling the front area of the house. And we'll see if Selena does not like that rock. Will she throw some sort of double or triple, or will she just hit and roll to the side off the center guard? Looks like they're electing to blast a little bit.
Running up kind of thing. Okay, got it.
Whoa. Close. Whoa. Close.
Great shot there from Desiree Hawes. Look at that roll right into excellent position.
Good call.
Come around.
At this point, Kyler, I know this is premature, but I'm not seeing how Sturmay doesn't get to this end.
I completely agree.
Those front end stones are just so important, particularly with the 5-rock rule. If you've got leads in seconds that can stack their rocks perfectly in the house, it's just an incredible setup.
Thanks, Nick, for commenting on the YouTube. Yesterday was my mom, Shannon Clybrink's birthday, so happy birthday to her. And today is my dad, Richard's Clybrink birthday, so shout out to them. Happy birthday.
Wow. And Kyler's spending the day with us. Fantastic. Although, of course, we know Shannon's here. She is the coach of Team Skrillex, who is playing in the Seaside right now on sheet 7. We'll be sure to give you guys updates as we go along here.
You get time on that?
I'm willing to bet Richard is in the backyard watching this game with a beer in his hand.
So, look, I don't know if Team Jaeggi would be very excited about that shot there. I mean, it's mostly buried, but it is just on the tee line. Sturmay with an opportunity here to freeze and set up a multiple score.
So we talk about tolerance a lot, and on this particular shot, the tolerance may be heavy. Try to tap that yellow a little bit. Obviously perfection's better though, which it might be. Very good shot. Perfect tap.
Same weight.
Chelsea knows she's in a bit of a situation here, and I happen to think she's one of the best strategists in the game, so if she's not sure what to do, I certainly don't know what to do.
You don't like this one?
Well, she knows it's it.
Yeah, Chelsea's done a fair bit of commentating herself, and she's one of my favorite people to listen to because she's thinking a few rocks ahead all the time.
Yeah, same weight.
Yeah, I think you gotta throw
Always
half line.
strategizing.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
yeah, similar, not much different.
Okay.
Just try to get anywhere low and just punch it in.
But
Yeah.
as we said before a couple rocks ago, Chelsea is always going to be chasing this end. Selena's well in control with corner guards, sitting shot rock.
And this is big kudos to the ice again. I mean, this rock is a quarter buried, and Chelsea thinks that Michelle can get low on this, meaning she's going to hit and roll a little bit under the guard. It's a great call if we can make it. But Michelle Jaeggi is a veteran, so I think she'll be close. Almost looked like it grabbed a bit, Kyler. That took an unusual jump, but
Yeah.
not a ton of speed either.
So now Selena has some choices. She could hit her red and roll to the back 4 area and sit 3 right away. But Selena knows that those yellows in the front could cause trouble later. So removing one of them could lead to a higher chance of a 3 than sitting 3 now.
Hey.
Yeah, and it's her thirds last. You know, she's sitting 1, but yellow is shots 2 and 3, I believe. Paige knifing this, trying to make it curl. Kyler, can you explain knifing a little bit to the audience at home?
Yeah, so knifing is a new phenomenon.
Yeah.
It's turning your rock or your broom kind of
Yes. Like a
forward
top.
and backwards, as you saw there.
Yeah, me too.
And we don't really know why it works, but it
that
makes the
looks good.
rock curl a little bit more. So teams are using that when the rock's a little bit wide. I definitely cannot explain the science behind it, but once you watch some rocks and you see some good knifing, you know that it definitely works. And you would think that if knifing to curl works really well, why not knife to keep it straight? But that's the science conundrum as well. So most teams keep their broom horizontal for the straight call and then knife for the curl call.
No.
So we'll see how Team Jaeggi
drop some down here
negotiates
next
this
one
rock
and
here,
see.
but she's still trying to hit the inside of this red rock. Sweeper's going right out of the hand.
Oh, and just almost got it out of the rings, but left it there. So
Yeah.
close.
11-8.
Chelsea has been in so many of these qualifiers and events like this. She's
Yeah,
just come to
overall
play
it's
today.
Okay, I think. Hey. Okay. You got it.
Are we splitting the rings here, Kyler?
Yeah, a little hit and roll, split the rings. Sorry, who's shot here?
Yeah, yellow's sitting 1, I believe.
So they are doing the hit and roll, right?
Okay.
I think.
We've seen this spot curl.
Des!
Immediately out of the hand. Danielle looking for
Hard,
Desiree to
Des!
curl this rock.
Hard, Des! Hard, Des! No roll.
It's good.
Great line call from Danielle Schmiemann.
10-3.
And they're just sitting 2, would you say? Heather?
Yep. Yeah, it looks to me like
Under?
yellow's third shot.
Take the risk.
Although,
Or what do you like?
if we had an overhead camera, we would use it.
That's fine too.
Yeah, yeah. If we know
Yeah,
that
just
we
so
know.
everyone knows, we're kind of off to the side on
9.5, just 'cause
sheet
we
8
haven't really
here,
seen the
so
spot.
Yeah.
9.5, 10.
our view is just as good as yours of the house
Like
here.
that.
I like it.
So Chelsea's going to try to hit and roll under the center here, and as we said earlier, Selena kind of knew these front yellows would maybe bite her later on. So, but they do say that a perfect hit and roll is one of the hardest shots in curling. So let's see if she can make this.
So Chelsea with her last shot here for Team Jaeggi in the second end.
Whoa!
Trying to hit and roll and
Box up! Yeah!
get buried.
Yeah! Whoa! Yeah! Yeah! Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Okay, so a little bit of an overroll for Chelsea, but
I like
it's
it.
going to be sure difficult for Selena to remove it.
I like firm, yeah.
Selena does have a nose run back double for 3 here. And if anyone knows Selena, she does like to throw the high hard ones.
It is, it's about a 6-foot double here, and pretty important for them to score. You don't want to be giving up a steal here and going down 3 playing the third end, so really key shot here.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, whoa is usually a good call.
What a
What a
shot.
shot. Selena Sturmay.
6-foot run back to score 3 in the second end and take the lead up 1 playing the third end. And Team Laws as well. Can you talk to us a little bit about that event and how tough the field is out there?
Yeah, so just came back from the Super Series mixed doubles in Sherwood Park. A great event out there. Yeah, a lot of the top skips and players are playing that because they moved up the mixed doubles trials by about 14 months. So if those players are serious about mixed doubles, they need to play in those high caliber events and start gearing up for the trials next fall. So some of them sent their teams here, I think, maybe to play and played up there, and lots of them just didn't come. But what a great event up there. They're playing the semis now, or maybe even the final now. And I had the pleasure of playing with Mila Plett this weekend. What a great young player. And also Alyssa Nedowen was in the event. And they are headed off to the Junior World Bs in Finland. And they have to come top 3 there to get into the Junior A's. So quite the journey for them, and best of luck to them with that. And it was a pleasure to play with Mila. We actually made the playoffs this weekend, so it was awesome.
Yeah, in an incredibly tough pool too.
Yeah, we had Brett Gallant and Jocelyn Peterman and Jones and Lang and John Morris and Shannon Burchard in our pool. So
Wow.
what a crazy field up there, and lots of international teams too that are gearing up for the Olympics as well.
Wow. Yeah, no doubt all of Canada will be cheering for Team Plett in order to get us back into the A side of Junior Worlds. So exciting, and kudos to them. Best of luck.
You got it. Pearl's nice.
So a little bit more of an open end setting up here.
It's good.
Jaeggi just trying to get their feet back under them. They have a corner guard, so
It's okay. We're
the
all
deuce is in play. It's funny, Heather mentioned last end that they were going to get a deuce for sure, and it ended up being a 3. Just shows how important it is to plug that middle up.
nice.
Team Jaeggi kind of grouped their rocks on the center line there, and Selena was able to deal with them quite simply.
Yeah, not too much pressure on Jaeggi yet this end. Opportunity to come around their corner guard, set one buried. Sweepers on this early, trying to navigate that port.
With this new 5-rock rule, the leads and the seconds are just brought so much into this game, and the setup matters so much.
You got it, Jess.
Yeah, by rubbing that guard, big opportunity here for Sturmay to get buried around the center guard. Almost a staggered center there. We saw this path played a bunch in the first end, so I think these guys know they'll be able to read this spot pretty well.
Line right now. Line only.
Looks a little bit heavy here, so they're going to try to curl it over, get buried. Pretty good, a little bit open. Chelsea's confident in the ice. It looks like that they can get under there.
Oh, great. That rock just doesn't have to finish to Tuesday.
So calling a backline weight hit here. Chelsea indicating it's okay to rub the center guard because you'll roll into the rings.
That's tough to do in that spot, honestly.
That's a good shot and about the best she could have done with that weight. She just cleared the guard by a little bit.
11 and a half here.
Selena will have to watch out for the jam now.
Danielle Schmiemann, of course, had a really successful career in juniors, representing Canada at the World Juniors, the World Universiade Games with Kelsey Rock.
Very good shot there. Couldn't risk trying to roll under because of the jam. But now the door may be open for Chelsea to get one in there, sit shot, and possibly generate some sort of deuce here. Selena's red rock right on the center line there is a very good rock.
Just kind of sauce her out there with that weight and do whatever you want. Keep it straight, aim for the long.
Michelle Jaeggi with the come around attempt here. Lots of real estate to bury around. Slides a little deep, not a bad result, Kyler.
Yeah, not bad.
Opportunity now for Selena, though, to freeze back button and
Smidgen less, yeah, okay.
take it away a bit.
This is mixed doubles end here now. Let's see if she can freeze on this. So when you're freezing like this to one that's more than a rock behind the tee line, the goal is to be on the tee line or just above it. You don't actually want to be fully frozen here. Looks like they weren't able to get that one over there though, so Chelsea will have a chance to hit and roll or draw in there again.
Yeah, a little surprising the line wasn't close on that, but can see Team Sturmay discussing what happened on that shot. Really important for these players to learn after every shot, particularly after a miss. Sounds like Danielle's chatting about the rocks. So Michelle now with a great opportunity to hit and roll to the top of the button, sit 2 buried.
I have been, yeah.
I don't know if that was plan B or if I had the call wrong, but she made the double.
Yeah, I don't necessarily agree with the double call if they did call it, but it did hit pretty hard, so maybe they ended up calling it for maybe simplicity's sake.
Yeah.
Not too sure on that.
Yeah.
I thought that the hit and roll over to the center was the call there.
Okay.
Huge opportunity for Sturmay here to roll over to the button.
Hard, roll it.
Pretty
And
good result.
yeah, just slightly off, or could have rolled to the button there.
Yep.
This will give Chelsea the opportunity to roll back over. And if you're Chelsea Carey, you never want to overroll here because Selena's going to freeze onto that back one if you do.
It's gradual, but it's a big gradual.
So these are the ones that you may see Chelsea nose by accident just because she knows that tolerance in her brain right now. But if she could roll over one rock, that would be absolutely perfect.
Yeah, you roll perfect behind the guard, and Selena might be forced to play the run back against 2. Chelsea calling for them to curl this rock. Looks like Jam City, Kyler.
Yeah, oh boy. That is a turn of events.
Yeah, you just talked about the tolerance on that shot, and Chelsea, of course, knows that. You know, the more rocks we play down that path, too, the straighter it might be getting. Again, that's not news to Chelsea Carey. She's a veteran, both her and Michelle. But just an unfortunate miss there. Now, opportunity for Sturmay.
Do you want a little less?
Yeah, I think Sturmay's sitting 2 here, so this will be to come in and sit 3.
And what's your ideal placement on this?
If it were me, I would say
Top
3/4
Kind of Christmas
buried,
tree it?
biting the top 4,
kind of
maybe
beauty want
full
here.
top 4. It depends what you're going for. Do you want to try to go for a big miss and steal 3, or do you want to steal for sure? If you want to steal for sure, put it top button. If you want to maybe get a big miss, put it like biting the top 4, and then Chelsea will have to draw T-line or give up a big score.
Yeah, and I think if I'm Chelsea, I don't want to have to play that in-turn draw right now. I know the ice is good, but we haven't seen it all end, so it's a little fresh still. Sweeper is right off of this.
Page close. Yep. Well. Top button on this line.
Didn't
Good
want to
judge,
be deep.
14-7.
Leaves the door open for Chelsea to tie this game up.
Big momentum swings back and forth, but it's still a draw against 3.
Get there.
This is a perfect game for a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, no kidding. And look, pressure's on here, but if anyone can perform under pressure, I would expect it to be Chelsea.
Has to be
It's one thing I love about the Autumn Gold is it's definitely high pressure. The draw is super long once you get down into the sea. Even the B's a long draw. It's every game is just so important with this triple knockout. It really shows you who's coming to compete and who still needs to practice a little bit more.
So final shot here from Team Jaeggi in the third end. It's a draw to the button against 3. Sweepers on it early.
Like,
Trying to make this curl now. Looks close, but didn't curl quite enough. So that's a steal of 1 for Team Sturmay in the third end. They'll take the lead up 2 without playing the 4th.
Welcome back. We're just going to give you a quick update here. We got Fujisawa versus Gim on sheet 1, and that is a skins game, and it looks like Fujisawa took N2 and N1 was a blank. We have Ha and Cameron playing on sheet 2. Ha is up 2-1. And on sheet 3 we have Brown versus Ackerman, and this is a B semi. Looks like Brown's in a little bit of trouble here, but he's going to play this triple. But yep, 3-1 for Brown. And Peterson versus Marks. Looks like Peterson's up 6-0.
Wow, bit of a runaway there.
Yep.
We've got Kim versus Reese Hansen. Kim is up 1, playing the 4th end now. Looks like the 3rd end was a blank. And Skrillik versus Kanai. Skrillik is up 2-0. They're playing the 3rd end. Kanai has hammer.
And for viewers at home that care, Brown made that triple.
Wow.
Yeah, very nice shot.
So back on our sheet, Jaeggi is down 2 with the hammer. Statistically speaking, at this point in the game, you know, you're at the halfway point playing the 4th end here. I think Jaeggi's got a bit of work to do. To me, Kyler, this would be a must-score situation, and you probably need 2 in order to swing the percentage chances in your favor.
Absolutely, yeah. Sturmay's looking at like a 80 to 90% win rate right now, so a 2 for Carey would put it back down to about 60 for Sturmay.
But we've seen lots of momentum swings in this game, so don't tune out.
Yeah.
Stay with us.
Back 8. To it.
So with the 5-rock rule, you have the choice of a double corner on one side or corner on one on each side. So I'm really curious to see what Chelsea calls with the height of that one corner there. Oh, looks like she's going to hit. So she's electing to stay patient, maybe trying to get more comfortable with the ice. But a lot of people would throw another corner here.
That too might be a bit of the difference between the men's and women's games. I do think you can score 2 in the women's game with 1 corner guard, but you're right. Almost a 50-50 there whether or not she'd throw another corner.
oh no.
She definitely wants to make this hit and roll.
Perfect. Good throw. Was timed the same.
Yeah, very nice shot there. Nice to get them into the back of the house.
Easy.
I know, I thought I heard her say 10 too.
And it looks like Sturmay's actually going to leave a center guard if she noses this. So it will end up that Chelsea will have 2 guards to deal with.
Whoa.
So it's not, it's definitely enough rocks to work with.
Paige.
Okay, spoke too soon. Looks like we're going to have a rollout. So
And keep our eyes on the jam, everyone.
okay. So yeah, nice simple end here for Chelsea, but a great setup so far.
I feel like that rock just keeps getting straighter.
Great.
Silly. Probably just
I think.
Part of Chelsea not throwing a second could have been Selena's setup in the middle was pretty good. So if she throws a second corner and then Selena guards, Chelsea's end would have been really tough.
This is over curling a bit, but it is buried behind that guard, so I think mission accomplished.
Yeah, not too bad.
Selena, no hesitation here, peeling the guard.
you got it, Des.
And then
Nice
to the
meeting.
counterpoint, now Selena peels this guard and there's no corners around. So with Chelsea needing to, I'm a little surprised she didn't throw the second
Yep.
corner.
Hard.
Any roll. Any roll.
Bit of a mistake there from Desiree, not able to roll her shooter out of play. So now Chelsea is given the guard she was looking for.
You see Chelsea really looking at where to put this rock because there's always going to be that double off the side yellow. So what depth do you put that rock to not leave the double?
That's okay. Gets it open. Yeah.
Come around here coming from Stephanie, and I can see her cleaning the ice behind her as if it picked as soon as she let it go, which is really unfortunate. This, to me, might be kind of plan C. I know
Big
that's
roll.
not what she intended, but it is a rock in play, which does help your team.
Back to these difficult hit and rolls. Selena really wants to make this right behind those
You know what it's
two
gonna do out here.
guards. Anywhere else, and
'Kay.
Chelsea will have access
Well, and then
with a
just
hit and roll back behind those guards.
A little bit of a roll. Whoa.
Pretty good result there from Team Sturmay. At least it's a rock that's usable for them if they had to run it in.
Yep. Chelsea's going to go on the offense now.
Good sweeping. Didn't do a whole lot. It was like a smidgen of curl.
So Michelle Jaeggi here with the out-turn come around. You know, she's coming around staggered guards here. If she can put this kind of top four in a nice position, I think she can almost secure her team at least a score.
Yeah, very important shot for this end. Looks like they're just struggling a little bit with this out turn, curling a little bit or taking off early on them. Looked like that had a lot of weight, so I'm not sure why it overcurled, but Selena will have the chance to sit three here.
Do you like
opportunity now for Danielle to keep the pressure on. Kyler, what are the acceptable outcomes on this come around?
Anywhere in the top house. Just don't be deep. Light. It's tough with curling these days. You got to be so precise. I'm not sure what's happening with this outturn, but
Yeah.
I guess that was not an acceptable outcome, but it doesn't look like you can blame the players. 3 in a row that overcurled.
Yeah. Spot is just weird.
It's tough too because if you do give it a huge release now and more weight, you might look silly because if it runs nice, it's going to go right into the hack. So what kind of adjustment do you make when you see 3 in a row that overcurled? They are going wider, so you might find some nicer pebble here.
Yeah, and she's got good rotation on this, which should help the rock carry further.
Looks like this one's curling too. They're on it. Gotta get it by. Just by. Good sweeping.
Now, will it go far enough to get shot? Looks like it stopped for second shot.
Rotation.
Yeah, it looked like they even got fooled on that one a little bit too. It really curled as well, so maybe just getting slower and curly in that path. Now Selena will have to take her best guess at this as well. I don't think Chelsea has any access to that rock that's shot.
Yeah, so unfortunately for Jaeggi, it looks like an acceptable outcome there, but again, I agree with Kyler. I don't really see how that yellow will score for them, which is unfortunate, but I'm going to put a stopwatch on this and we'll see what's happening to the ice out there.
Line's good. Line's good. Wait only. Dez's rock right now. No, Paige. Okay, you don't have to.
I've got a
Slow, slow, Paige.
13-6 on this.
13-6.
Whoa, whoa.
That's slower than we've seen all week. Wow, what a
Oh,
shot.
it's just
What
like-
a shot
it's
from
just-
Selena Sturmay.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know what is happening here. It is, like I said, 25 degrees out in Calgary, but it might be slowing down.
Yeah, we've been kind of 14-8 all week to the tee line. Sometimes draw to the button has even been a 15-2. So this is a bit of a surprise, particularly because we're only in the fourth end. So we'll definitely have to keep our eyes on this half of the sheet. Now, what's Chelsea got here?
She's got a little run back here. Probably, honestly, a shot she would like to play if she's not confident in that draw because it's a little more predictable than the draw right now, I think.
Yeah, and Selena almost covered the top of the pin, so really no draw access at all. I'm not even sure she could draw for shot.
No.
I feel like if we use it a few times, it'll.
This will be interesting if the whole sheet slows down to that 13-6. That'll be a huge adjustment for the players.
Now, plan B, where could this run back go? Oh, it doesn't touch anything, unfortunately.
At least it opens it up, but she could have been a hair thicker on that and
Yep.
maybe got lucky off the side ones. So Selena's really happy here, sitting 2. It's just a free guard, and Chelsea will have to maybe even concede the steal or play a run back for her 1. The run back will be extra dangerous with those 3 reds in there.
But Selena hasn't made the guard yet, and we know that, especially with this outturn now, guard and rock placement in general hasn't been easy, so we'll see if the sweepers can manage this.
Line's good.
You see she's got lots of rotation, which will
Paige, a
help this
little.
rock carry.
Line's good. Okay, Dez. Okay.
Looks like even that rock's stopping a little bit.
Good.
Yeah, very well managed from this
16,
team
7.
Sturmay.
That is a great shot because Chelsea's run back. If that was tight to the rings, Chelsea would already be putting the broom down to run it back. But with it that high, Chelsea can't run that rock back. So it's going to be a draw. Do you think it's possible to get one for Chelsea?
I guess the way Selena's finished at the end there, maybe it is. I hope she makes it. This will be great for our viewers.
Yeah.
This will be an incredibly difficult shot.
Yeah. This is not a shot you want to throw as a skip with basically your team is confused about the weight here, and you're, as a foursome, you have to guess what weight the skip is going to throw. So she saw Selena's was a 13.6. Does she just try to copy that, or does she throw like a 14 and sweep it there? We'll see what they do
Yellow
here.
rocks her. She
Last shot here of the fourth end. Team Jaeggi with hammer with a draw to the pin, very pin, against 2.
Looks like she gave it some weight and it's out there.
I had a 13.4 on this, Kyler.
13.4 should be close. Yeah, that's a tough one. Once you get out there, there's some good pebble. Maybe the center's breaking down a little bit. So it looked like she threw the right weight, just maybe a little wide.
So steal of 1 for Team Sturmay, who will take the lead up 3 without playing the 5th end. Welcome back to the 5th end here. Sturmay leading the game, up 3 without. We've noticed the ice is changing a little bit, so we will keep our eyes on it. But usually when the ice is changing, that can be an advantage to the team that's down. So we'll see if they can capitalize on any misses, although Sturmay's setup so far looks pretty good.
It's definitely not as good as it was in general.
Yeah, you can hear Danielle in the background there saying the speed's just not as good as it was.
Last night or yesterday. Yeah. Okay.
So now Team Jaeggi looks to be throwing their double corners, Kyler.
Yeah, I guess down 3 now, you're forced to really go for it.
Do you prefer corner guards on the same side or splitting?
I prefer on the same side. It's just, it depends where your first one goes. Did they call it in here?
I didn't think so, but a pretty good result, almost fully buried.
Yeah, so if your first one is about
Yeah, I
halfway
like
with
this.
your corner guard, then you can go to the other side. But
Yeah.
if it's a little
It's
higher
a
or
little
tighter,
bit
then you
heavier.
can throw the opposite.
Like Paige was 15-2 and 13-5 on hers.
I guess I'm a little surprised Sturmay isn't chasing that yellow that was just thrown from Jaeggi, but that could be ice conditions too, maybe choosing the simpler of the shots.
Yeah, not really sure. Looks like you can see about
Close.
half. I would probably
Wade's
hack
good.
that
Yeah,
out,
line.
but
Wade's good.
really trying to put the gears to them here, I think.
T-line. Hard line. Top 4. Eek. Hard line. We're there. We're all there. We're all there. We're all there.
It's like a pretty nice setup from Sturmay's front end here with ice conditions.
Good sweeping.
Slid a little bit deep, but
Yeah.
Sturmay's whole goal is just to not let them use that corner guard.
Good throw.
Keep all the play to the center and eventually force them in the center here.
Yeah, but a good freeze from Team Jaeggi, then Sturmay's going to have to make some moves. So I think the key here is to make sure you are there. So as the thrower, I'm thinking to myself, you know, kind of be there with my speed. You'd rather bump these a bit than come up short, I think.
Yeah, don't want to guard them for sure. Right above them on the T line would be fine, but definitely don't want to guard them. Looks like she agreed with Heather's tolerance and was just a hair heavy there.
Yeah. You don't have to throw more than. Yeah.
Jaeggi's going to need to get just
Yeah.
a little bit more precise
Just a
to
heavy
put some
draw kinda
pressure on
thing?
Team Sturmay here. Sturmay's
Yeah,
kind of
you got
just throwing open hits and
You can
simple
ask for
shots
less.
for
I'm
Team
okay with less.
Sturmay.
Yep. Clean. A little up. Yep. We're a little up. Yep. Good hack. Good hack. Good hack. Whoa.
Paige
Paige.
with back-to-back incredible sweeps there.
Yeah, Paige is an amazing sweeper. Prides herself on that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, honestly.
And they have Chelsea in a difficult spot here.
Yeah.
It's definitely not terrible for Chelsea. If she makes some sort of double in the house here and rolls over to the corner, she's still good for a deuce.
So just a reminder to everyone at home, this is one of the B qualifiers. The loser of this game actually falls to a C qualifier tonight at 8:15 p.m. The C semi still has to go on at 4:30 p.m., so they won't know who they play, but they would get a bit of a break.
Just a half inch off there. Wanted to roll over to a corner guard in line with those yellows, and that would have made the run back as well. Looks like Selena wants to maybe chase now.
What do you like?
See if her team convinces her to guard or put one top 12.
That one. Is this one? I can see a little bit of it. I just wanted to see if this one is in. I think, yeah, like this was a 14-1 that stopped here, so hack is probably like a 12 almost anyways. I think if you kick the guard, you probably will. Yeah, yeah. I like hack then.
Do you like this call, Kyler?
I do like this call. Definitely don't want to miss it, but it is a great call. The tolerance is probably to peel off the corner
Okay,
guard
like
here.
a 12.
And great awareness by Schmiemann there to know the time of the rock that was thrown way earlier in the end.
Yeah, these players really don't take any breaks. You know, when their team is throwing, of course they're engaged, and when the opponent is throwing, they're timing everything. They're watching the paths. They're watching the curl. At this level, you really can't afford to be checked out for any part of the game.
Here comes Paige again. And yeah, she did peel off the corner. Little bit of a door opening for Team Jaeggi. Not a huge door, but if they could ever nose this with hack or board and kind of get those in the back house.
Yeah, a little tap here and set up a pocket back four would be pretty nice.
This is a bit of a new turn for them. I'm not sure how many times they've played this. With those draws last time that all over curled, I would just be concerned that the center line is getting soft. So definitely don't want to throw it soft right now, I don't think. Look at it take off over that center line. Yeah,
Wow.
they're just losing rocks close to that center line, and that usually is due to heat. Heat in the building or footsteps, stuff like that.
Wow. And she threw, you know, board weight on that and curled probably 3 feet. Yeah, it's unfortunate, right? So Sturmay now with an opportunity, and the difference here for Team Sturmay is because they're leading the game, they can afford to throw harder weights. They don't have to worry about keeping the shooter around. Their shots are just less precise than the team who's down.
Even that one curled more than they expected, and yeah, we're just seeing more curl. A little slower ice with more curl.
Oh, that curled a lot.
But the good part is Chelsea still has a chance for a deuce this end, which would keep the game alive.
Michelle Jaeggi with the in-turn freeze tap. At a 14-4 on this.
Okay, that's a bit better speed, but looks like still going to come up a bit short. Yeah, I'm not sure if Jaeggi's team has talked about that center line, but really would not throw that one light after seeing the board waiter curl so hard.
Yeah. And again, for Selena, she doesn't have to be too precise. Mission number 1 here, of course, is just to make that yellow go away.
Bread and butter for Selena Sturmay.
Yep. Good, good.
And perfectly executed.
Good sweeping, Des.
So not much has changed here for Chelsea, except that her sweepers probably know this path even better. So you'd expect them to be pretty close, even though it's a tricky shot.
Yeah, and the job of her third here would be to tell her how heavy it is and how much weight to throw, however they want to communicate that in feet, time, whatever it is, because Chelsea just has to lean on her third because she got to throw this before her.
I think too, we're gonna get a good view here of the way Chelsea throws the rock. She's got a bit of an arm extension, which can really help in these soft ice conditions. At a 13 on this, hog line to hog line. Sweeper's trying to make it curl.
Just really difficult. Chelsea really tried to get it there and it was just maybe 1 foot heavy, so it didn't curl up.
Okay.
It really is, when the ice gets soft like this, it really is a guess on how hard to throw it. And Chelsea made a great guess, but just 1 foot heavy.
Yeah, and tough too when you've got a team that doesn't always play together. You know, if you throw the rock differently from your third, again, Chelsea with that big arm extension, Michelle with a little bit less, their rocks really will travel quite a bit differently. And on difficult ice conditions, it's tricky to know, to navigate for the sweepers. Sturmay trying to make this rock curl.
And very nice from Sturmay, so draw for 1 here for Jaeggi. Actually, looks like Chelsea is going to give up on the draw and just make it go away. Hit it.
Yeah, that's a veteran call from Chelsea too. She knows how tricky the ice conditions are. She's got a bit of a catcher there if she throws this hit with the out turn. So it looks to me, Kyler, like she could nose it or hit half a rock, and either one of those things would score.
Absolutely. We do know the in-turn curls hard. We saw that this end. But the out-turn is a little bit of a guess with the new ice conditions we're seeing this last two ends.
So final shot here in the 5th end. Chelsea Carey for Team Jaeggi throwing the out-turn hit to score.
And never a doubt, perfect.
No mistake. So they'll put one more on the scoreboard, but Sturmay will be leading this game up to with Hammer playing the 6th end. Welcome back. We're in the
14-4.
sixth end here of the B qualifier. Sturmay is up 2 with the hammer. Pretty comfortable position, Kyler.
Yeah, absolutely. Decent setup here though for Jaeggi. She'll throw another center, high center guard, and Sturmay did slide a little bit deep with her first, so. We might see some action this end. Both teams just trying to manage the draw right now. Sturmay will only have to manage it for 2 rocks and then start peeling, but Jaeggi will probably have to manage it all 8 rocks.
Fighting top 4.
Now we are playing with the no tick
4.
zone. Of course, that only applies when the center guard is touching the center line. So Selena would have the opportunity here to play the tick if she wanted to. Kyler, do you think this is just a reflection of the changing ice conditions?
I think this is a reflection of the leads not practicing the tick as much. So they threw it off the center, the tick is available, but the lead maybe isn't as comfortable with it anymore. So they're going to default to putting this top 4 instead of ticking that top 1.
As long as we're tight, it's good. That's good.
So a bit of an error there. I would argue that that rock just thrown from Paige probably helps Team Jaeggi more than it helps Team Sturmay. Up 2 with the hammer, but
Else's.
Yeah, for sure. See, I don't even know if Sturmay thought about the tick on that.
Yours and mine have been
I don't know if it
similar
went
with
through
the
her head
rocks
that
have
they
been
missed the center line with that top 1 and that they could tick at that moment.
yeah. Yeah. Maybe 2 because Paige's rock went back button. She wanted to stack on top to prevent the freeze.
And another heavy one here. It did die quite hard at the end though, so actually ended up pretty good. Could be a stealing rock.
Yeah, I believe yellow is shot rock. It's pretty close.
I think the sweeper said back 8 as it was in the top 12 and then it stopped on the button, so pretty good.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, Kyler and I have noticed that the ice changed right around the 3rd end there.
You got it.
4th end.
Just got a little bit slow. Sturmay, happy though,
Hard.
healing.
Hard. Hard, 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 hard.
Oh. That is interesting, Heather.
No kidding. Turn of events.
Yeah.
This is Sunday afternoon. We would not expect anything different here.
You know, it was a pretty aggressive call from Selena, I think, to play the double peel. The single peel would have been, of course, an easier shot and more straightforward, but yeah, just stopped top button there, frozen on that red. So Jaeggi with an advantage here.
Yeah, and the ice being a little bit slow and a little bit different is actually going to give more life to Jaeggi because it's just not so easy anymore for both teams. So there is that opportunity there. Good guard there. Selena motioning for the hit on the yellow, but I'm not sure where the yellow one goes if you do hit it. It looks like it just jams in the pocket there, so and then Chelsea would come around again.
This is interesting. So Desiree can maybe see a corner of this stone. I mean, we've got a great view of it there. Her tolerance, of course, I believe would be to peel the guard.
I think if she peels the guard, that is definitely much better.
Yeah, exactly how Kyler called it. So it dead nutted on the button, perfectly buried. Not sure that was the right call. She hit it as basically as well as she could have, Kyler.
Yeah, she made the shot called, and Chelsea's going to have a chance to sit 2 here. Definitely think the double peel at the top was the call there. It was only second rocks, so lots of time to peel the centers.
Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere. It definitely feels like we've got some momentum
Better than she
shifting
was.
here.
Better than she was.
Jaeggi, the past few ends, has really talked about how to make these draws, and maybe now they're getting it. They have made a few this end. And Selena hasn't really been challenged with the draw weight yet. She did make a beautiful draw to the top button. And I think it goes without saying the tolerance here is a bit light. See where this goes. Oh. Let Sturmay off the hook again. But Heather, do you think they should peel the centers now?
I think you have to play to it. Little bumps, okay.
Wow. Yeah, you're hearing Selena. She's really all in to try to move this rock off of the button. I agree, you know, thirds first. I'm still trying to play cleanup a little bit. You know, the yellow guard's only halfway. I do know those guards are high, but you've got a 2-point lead. Your only objective here is to score.
No. Clean. Yep.
You know, I can't think of the last time Danielle threw a draw, but this is looking pretty close. Really well swept and great line, but I don't think she moved it just far enough. Oh, Chelsea's looking at it. Chelsea indicating it's close, but she thinks it's yellow.
I think she motioned that it was red.
Okay, that would be the only reason to play at this.
So that is a great shot by Team Sturmay there to get them out of jail. It's going to be very difficult for Team Jaeggi to sit 1 here this end now. Chelsea calling for a little like back 4, back 8 tap.
I think a gripper just flew off of Michelle Jaeggi.
Must have been in her back pocket.
Really close, but maybe just overthrown there.
That would have been very interesting if she picked off that red off the top of the button. Sturmay with a chance to actually come down and sit 2 now, but only really needs 1 to control this game.
Yeah, and lucky for her, Danielle just made the perfect shot. This is basically the same throw.
It is interesting now that they're peeling. I do still agree with the peel. I agree with the peel of this entire end with them being up 2. But it's weird they're switching gears now after they're sitting better, but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever just
I-
the same shot and come to it?
Yeah.
I can just make sure that red isn't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, we have a 1 score locked up. It's going to be tough to get 2 out of it, but I don't know what the peel does for us right now, right?
I could just be careful of our angle as well.
Yeah. I can't really chop
We
off.
can always come this way, but the out turn.
It's so scary over there.
Yeah. I get where we're coming with peel. I just don't know. I don't really like peeling because it's
Yeah.
lock it on top.
That double peel isn't a gimme either, and I think it comes back.
So our tolerance is short.
yep, the double peel is a
Ang
little
tolerance
risky.
is short. Like, even if you're top 8, it's tappable, right?
Yeah.
Like, you force her to play the out then.
We just can't afford to chat.
Yeah. Okay.
Heather, if I'm Sturmay here, I think
Yeah.
I just put one top 12 and
scary.
take my one.
Me too. I think you've committed now to being aggressive. It's paid off for you so far with a nice shot from Danielle. So I agree. I think you got to stick to trying to
I
put the
wanna give
gears to
a lit-
Jaeggi. You
I mean,
did
you've got
hear
the decent
someone
amount,
tossed out the
but-
idea of throwing the out turn come around, and I think it was Desiree who very quickly said that's a little scary out there. That was the first side of the sheet that we noticed we were losing a little bit, and the angles aren't as good there to throw the out turn, so I like this.
Yep, I like this. That out turn might be Chelsea Carey's only shot to tap that yellow off the button. Or sorry, the red off the button.
And again, Danielle just made this
Little
shot, so I
tighter.
expect she'll be close.
The absolute perfect shot is nose tap an inch.
It's diving towards that center guard. Can the sweepers hold it?
Oh, little right. Danielle's first was
Scene
so
one.
good that Chelsea's still in trouble to score here, but she can try something. She could hit this on the nose, leave Sturmay shot, and then try something with her last. If you do that though, you want to move your own yellow far enough that the next time you hit it, the red won't be shot. And if you do nose this with, like, let's say hack, you do have the force. So I think that's the call.
Unfortunately, we've lost Chelsea's mic, but I think we're all on the same page here that she's got to move this red-yellow combo a little bit.
Not easy. Definitely don't want to roll into the open where their broom is. Selena will hit and roll off of it. Lots of pressure on Chelsea this game for sure.
Yeah, great point. I don't recall her having any, you know, quote-unquote easy or makeable shots this game. So she's playing the intern here with enough speed to, like Kyler said, move that red-yellow combo, get that back yellow far enough away that eventually she can hit it again and be shot.
Looks like it might be only back four-ish weight. Might they go for a weight here?
Yeah, sweeper's really working on it. Line looks good.
Oh, really good, really good.
Chart it.
Excellent shot from Chelsea.
If you could walk it down and place it, that's basically the best she could do. Maybe the yellow a little bit to the left from this view, but really good.
So Selena calling the guard here. And if she makes it, I think we're going to see Chelsea attempt some sort of run back.
Yeah, little corner run in, really thin. And Chelsea's okay with the force here. It's not end of the world. Try to get a 3 and 7 and then a steal.
It's gonna have to sit. It's gotta sit.
Danielle indicating we might have been a little tight right out of Selena's
Gotta
hand.
sit.
So sweeper's trying to hold that straight early and then hoping that it stops.
I think it's good.
Good sweeping.
I don't think there's any draw to the pin or anything. I do think Chelsea, well, the problem with Chelsea running the corner in is it does give a draw to Selena for 2 if she misses. Right now, Selena's draw for 2 is very, very tough. So you may see Chelsea guard the out turn and just give Selena 1.
Yep, I think Kyler's called it for us. I think that's exactly what Chelsea's playing.
So there's no way for her to get shot, is there? She's not trying to tap or anything like that.
I mean, that rock is overburied by more than half a stone. I don't think so.
Yeah. So just guarding Selena's draw to the tee line here. Both teams slightly happy with this. No team is really happy, but both teams are slightly happy, I think.
If Chelsea makes the guard here, any chance we see Team Sturmay just throw their last one away?
I think so. Maybe a Nadine spinner to the button, but that's about it.
We would love to see it.
Yeah. Actually, in our mixed doubles event, Team Estonia threw a crazy spinner, and no one even sees those shots except for those international teams, and they were very close. I think they even made it.
Wow.
Just a shot that was not possible with anything else except the spinner.
Wow.
Really good, like top 4 spinner around a wide corner.
Wow.
Really cool. Yeah, I don't think Canadian teams think about the spinners. Like, if we are talking about the spinners here, Selena could throw super wide mid-12 spinner and pretty low risk and try to spin it into the button. And with curling becoming so popular internationally, like Team Adine might look at that, or Team Japan, or like I said, Estonia last weekend, and just crazy, but it is there possibly to spin it around that corner to the button.
Wow.
I'm not sure what she's doing here, though. Is she throwing it away?
I know. I think this is the tap.
The
I
tap.
think, yep, Danielle was warming up the tap here. Pretty low risk, I think, with just back 4, back 8 weight. Low risk, but not no risk.
Yeah, a little surprised.
Final shot here of the 6th end. Team Sturmay with hammer with a 2-point lead, currently sitting 1.
So I believe Selena would just probably want to come up light on this. Never tap it so that the yellow gets shot. I'm not sure Selena was all in on that shot. It's very dangerous to give Chelsea that steal.
Yeah. So Team Sturmay scores their 1 point. They have a 3-point lead without hammer heading into the 7th end. And before we go to break here, we're just going to give you a bit of an update across the sheets.
Over in the skins game, it looks like Gim has won the last 3 skins. Not sure what they're playing for. Maybe we'll get back to you on that, but probably 100 or 200 bucks an end. Ha versus Cameron. Cameron's up 4-2. Ackerman versus Brown. Ackerman is up 6-5. And holy crap, this is why they kept playing. It is Peterson versus Marks. Peterson's up 7-5.
Wow. And Kim versus Reese Hansen. Kim is up 4-2. And they're just finishing up the 6th end there. And on sheet 7, we have Skrillik versus Kanai. Skrillik has a 2-point lead, and they have the hammer in the 6th end here.
So nestled in the heart of Calgary, right on the Bow River here is the Calgary Curling Club. This is a shot of the front entrance. Just a great location for a curling club, right next to downtown. 2-minute walk to Eau Claire. It's an awesome spot for a curling club.
Yeah, and lots of the teams this week are actually staying at the West Inn, which is one of our sponsors. They got a deal on the rates, and they can just walk across the river to get to and from the games. So we're back here in the 7th end. Jaeggi's got some work to do, Kyler. They are down 3 with the hammer. Probably not a bad setup for them right now.
Yep, there's the double corners. One thing we are seeing is a lot of setup behind the tee line from Sturmay this game. Hasn't hurt them yet, but could this end.
Tapping.
Ideally, you'd want these 3 rocks like top 4, top 8, top 12, something like that. A little bit higher in the house. This double corner here is not perfect, but it is 2 corners.
Yeah, and it looks like Chelsea's ignoring those red in the forefoot and just playing the straight come around.
So you want to get as buried as possible. Try to bury around the high corner, because you know Selena's going to peel the mid corner. So once you're by here, you want to curl this as hard as you can. Doesn't look like they agree, but Selena's going to peel that mid corner, and you want to try to get buried behind the high corner.
You got it, Jess. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Ooh, look at that. Not planned, but a nice little hit and roll to center guard there. This is really going to amp this end up, I think. I do think Chelsea needs to tap the one in the top 4 there. It's in a bit too good of a spot. Yep. Back 8.
Yeah, great call here. And you heard Chelsea give the tolerance, you know, back 8 or even back line. Just make sure you get some action on these rocks. The key here is to push them behind the tee line so that you can start using them with freezes and as backing for your stones.
That's okay. Giving you the curliest spot.
I was, I don't know. I can only know.
Looks close. That is a good shot. Little heavy. You saw the one red go right through the house, but still right above the Sturmay rocks.
Yeah, pretty difficult for Sturmay to remove that yellow, I think. So playing for the open one.
Sturmay just trying to hit out any yellow she can this end. Good shot.
Yeah, no mistake there from Danielle.
Little bit back to a mixed doubles end here. Could tap this yellow on the nose or hit and roll over, as she's calling. The big risk here is if you do roll right to the button, Sturmay is going to blast the yellows. So you almost want to roll beside the yellow, not behind the yellow.
Would you ever roll behind the corner guard, Kyler?
You could. It just, there's a risk it never scores, so at least this way you're forcing the issue.
Chelsea with the audible
Ooh.
looks like she's changed gears and was trying to hit that thin to jam in the pocket.
Yeah, you'll just see Sturmay take all the easy hits she can. Just remove rocks at this point. I don't think that
What do you?
run back that she just motioned is going to eventually be thrown, but the center guards usually help the team without hammer. I don't think
You're
removing
thinking
the center helps
into
too
the
much.
side one?
But center into the side that Danielle just mentioned would be a great shot.
Yeah. I don't mind this.
Sturmay is
Yeah.
shot. I would
Yeah.
probably just hit
Yeah.
the open one and roll
'Kay.
under.
'Kay.
Or even nose it. Do you like this, Heather?
No,
Back?
I'm with
Yeah.
you, Kyler. You know, if anything, this just opens up the freeze opportunity even more for Jaeggi.
All right.
If
Try and clip the wing one.
Sturmay- Okay, they're trying to clip the
Yeah.
wing one, so the tolerance is a bit wide here, but if they did ever jam this back, then the corner guard comes back into play.
These were not curling as much in this spot, so. Half rack.
I mean, Danielle's had a great game, so if anyone's going to make it, I'd expect it to be her.
Yes!
Oh,
Just missed the line call a little bit. Threw it perfect, had to sweep it a bit, and she would have had that side yellow gone.
if Chelsea does pull off a three here, I would go back and review that shot as a team. They had the opportunity to hit a wide open yellow on the side there while still sitting shot guarded.
Chelsea indicating a board weight hit here.
There is a double at the back. Do you think there's a double, or is it a little thin?
And I think you probably lose the shooter if you play the double. I'm wondering if she's trying to hit nose here and then does the yellow double back jam.
Right.
But an important shot here, and of course can't over curl and take her own yellow. Oh, this may have grabbed.
That's okay. What do they got? The back one? Oh, nothing.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I think it just hit a soft spot or a footprint. It just went sideways on them.
You just
Top and bottom right, too. Are
Yeah.
we-
A little bit of a break there for Sturmay.
I think this one's third, but it's close.
Sturmay will be well in
I like-
control now. Chelsea gonna have to try to salvage the deuce here somewhere. Maybe freeze
A
on the
little
back
bit
one
there.
next shot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, you threw a firm here that curled up a little bit.
Selena with the intern hit here.
Clean!
Really just wants to kill this yellow. Keeping the shooter is a
Whoa!
bonus, but not necessary.
Yep. Here comes Paige with the knife. Yeah, and just a tolerance throw there for Selena. A good shot.
Yeah, that's fine.
So if Chelsea makes this double, it looks like she is set up for a deuce.
She's not taking a ton of ice on this. I know the center line's a little bit peaked, but she must be throwing it fairly hard.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
No mistake. So Team Jaeggi now sitting 2, and no double opportunity, Kyler?
No. Selena just going to try to roll behind the corner and make Chelsea's shot a little bit harder. But when you're up
Never
3,
roll it like edge 4.
we do see a lot of tolerance throws. Like her last one was a tolerance throw, rolled out. This might be a tolerance throw and just knows. Going really hard for the roll, it's not really worth it. You never want to risk a flash. Called on early to curl it.
Okay, good. 10.
Yeah, Selena knows she's well in control and no reason to go for a crazy roll there.
Sweep.
And so Chelsea basically has the same shot that she just threw, probably lowering the weight a little bit to make sure she sticks the shooter, but it's an open hit for 2 in this crucial 7th end.
Chelsea's played this a few times, so it should be pretty close.
Clean the whole way, never a doubt. Chelsea with the nose hit, so Team Jaeggi will score 2 in the 7th end. They will be down 1 without the hammer, playing 8. Welcome back to the 8th end of this B qualifier game. There's been some back and forth, and you know, Sturmay's up one with the hammer here, Kyler. Usually I'd say that's pretty comfortable, but in these ice conditions, I'm not so sure.
Yeah, we'll have to see how this develops. I know Chelsea was probably looking for double centers this end.
Again, we're playing with the no-tick rule, so even if Selena did want to tick that center guard, it's not allowed. So I believe it's just the come-around call here.
Yep. Cannot grab the center or everything will be put back.
Top 8!
I think we're there.
Dang it.
We're there. No, we're to the back one.
Not the best setup for Team Sturmay.
Yeah, I thought she was a little less. They're not curling, which is weird.
Another center for Chelsea. Oh,
Yeah,
no,
time to
team
chat.
meeting. I'll tell you what I'm doing here. I would probably throw an out-turn tap to the top button, try to get my stealers. I wouldn't even worry about those reds on the left. If you tap that to the top button, the one yellow they have now, you could just guard all end. Looks like they are going to deal with those reds, which is honestly a little weird to me. Those reds are not really in play. Like, if you're looking to steal, you want to be top button.
Yeah, my only guess is maybe this is due to the ice conditions. You know, we've seen that out-turn side soften up a little bit, but I agree with you. This is, it's less aggressive of the two calls, and I did think Chelsea would play the out-turn tap.
If she is light here, those reds are still going to cause Sturmay issues all end. Well, it looks like she made the shot called.
Yeah, I believe that's exactly what they indicated. Selena, not hesitating, of course, knows that the centerline peel is the call here.
So by not getting one to the top button on that shot, later on they're going to have to get one to the top button and not leave a guard.
You're good.
No mistake from Desiree Haas. I think we might see a few traded guard peel here.
Yeah. But yeah, those two yellows are not perfect for Chelsea. She has to move something at some point. Selena in control this entire game. I think they've thrown mostly peels the last few ends.
Good guard placement from Team Jaeggi. You know, these guards have to be at least halfway tight to the house and on the center line in order for Selena to want to peel them. So it's good. We still have a few shots here before someone's going to make a move in the house, I think.
Nice peel there by Desiree Haas.
I do wonder, Kyler, when Chelsea may make a play in the house. Eventually she has to be sitting shot. Do you know in your mind, is that thirds rocks, skips rocks?
I think you kind of call your third down and kind of talk about it together. I don't have a preference, maybe even skips last. it's just tough right now for Chelsea. Her angles aren't the best in the house, so maybe it's going to require 2 rocks to make something good happen.
Yeah, I think the shot I'm seeing for Chelsea is the eventual out-turn tap just to the straight button, and then hope that a double jams, but
So let's go to the end.
again, Selena can be patient here, sitting 2. And just to take this one step further, you know, Team Jaeggi, the odds of steal, meaning steal 1 and 8 and then steal again in the 9th end are pretty tricky. So I think if you're being picky, you'd love to sit 2 by the time Selena goes to throw her last.
Yep. And that means that maybe even earlier in the end, she could have doubled those reds out and sat 2 early and just try to defend that. Sitting 2 now, yeah, it's going to be tough.
Good sleeping.
So Michelle Jaeggi's first, another centerline guard here.
I think it's her second now, is it? Yeah, it's her second.
Oh, apologies.
Yeah, so already on thirds last here. Getting pretty deep into the end here. We'll have to see a move here soon. Chelsea has no doubles on those reds at the back. Oh, this is sliding deep. Not sure if this was called, but could pay off. We'll see.
Yeah, Selena calling her team down to chat. This is the turning point in the end here.
I think it's a pretty automatic double on those top 2 yellows.
I think 7-8's high. I don't think you can touch this.
Probably not, yeah. Yeah, I think
7-8's high?
Yeah, the more we can roll is nice without. Yeah.
I think 7-8's high. Which turn do you want?
I think the out.
Okay.
They're talking about rolling in the house, but I would really be focusing on hitting half rock, doubling them off, and just roll out. You never want to nose this.
We have to hit a pretty good chunk of it to not just kind of jam it into the other yellow.
I guess they're worried about the jam, Danielle's saying.
So like.
But it looks to me like at like
Minimum
3/4, even half rock would be okay.
Then
Yeah, and we know Danielle can throw it hard enough to kill that top yellow. We've got a good angle here from the booth, and the yellows are only separated by about 6 or 8 inches, so she'll have to throw it pretty hard, but we know she can.
Yes, yes!
It's good.
She did get the nose. So basically that is a center guard for Chelsea Carey. It's a short run back for Selena later, but it is a center guard.
Yeah, I don't think Selena would be super happy with that result, but Chelsea now with some opportunities here. Again, we'd really like her to be sitting shot after she throws this.
Depending how hard you throw this, you could roll your shooter and the back, the middle yellow there to the button.
Not terrible.
So Kyler, can you chat with us maybe a little bit about the drag effect? It looks like those 2 yellows are almost touching.
Yeah, so if you hit the left side as we're looking at them, it'll drag to the right and just jam on that red. If you nose it, it should come straight back and roll to the button. If you throw it really hard and hit the left side, like with 7/8s, it's still going to drag, but it'll have enough power to possibly roll to the button still. The only question is, do you want to remove their reds, or do you want to maybe even throw one top button right now? Get a stealer in there. If you do the hit and roll, you're going to have 3 yellows in the top 4, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I like that too. And, you know, we've lost Chelsea's mic. We can hear a little bit of what she's saying, and she definitely wants to change the angles a little bit to make these yellows more usable.
Could even just nose those yellows with board weight, and the back one would roll towards the button, and just kind of hope that the angles work out for you. It seems like they're just looking at every little angle here. These events are not timed, so you may as well take your time and look at it, make the best call. It's really difficult to predict exactly where everything will roll. That's kind of what they're trying to do. What weight do you throw, and where is everything going to roll?
That looks to me like she's going to throw this pretty hard.
You want to get to the inside of that yellow. Anywhere on the outside, you risk your yellow flying through the rings. So I think she's going to try to hit 7/8 inside and try to roll 2 of her yellows to the button area.
Okay, looking forward to seeing how this plays out. This will be the drag effect in action here. As Kyler indicated, would love to hit this on the center line side. You might see 2 yellows roll to the middle.
Looks like about normal weight, 9 seconds. Let's see how far these yellows roll. Pretty good. I think she wanted her shooter to roll over more to the center, just to act as a bit of a center guard. But that's pretty good. I'm not sure what Selena
Wide.
has.
You have to
Yeah.
smash this.
I
They
don't
got it?
know if it. I don't
So
think it
speaking of the drag effect again, Selena's looking at
think it
if
pulls
that
down.
drags
Whoa.
enough. If she hits on the
It's
left
gonna-
side,
it's gonna
will it
act as
drag to
one
the
rock.
right enough?
does.
But
The thing is, we're
My guess
leaving
is
the
no, it's going to
4.
hit the back
fair.
red,
If we don't.
which might be
hit the
okay
5.
for Selena.
probably this
But-
one then.
The top yellow that's frozen could roll over to the center line.
It's really close.
If I'm Selena,
Yeah.
I would rip the center red as hard as I can into those yellows.
Into the yellows top 8.
Yeah, and it comes back onto the button. Or even straight on the one on
I
the
don't know
button
if
is
it's
fine.
actually
That's your tolerance.
Drag enough.
I think Selena will end up coming to that call.
I think trying it and mixing it is.
These 2 yellows on the
Gonna
top
stay.
left, they
Yeah.
are not good for
Yeah.
Chelsea. They do not
Yeah,
line
and
up
then
to
you're
the
probably
button
gonna have
area.
to go out here.
They don't do anything right, so you have to deal with mainly the one on the button.
Okay, trying it. I'm just not sold that it's touching it. I don't know. I don't know.
Des, do you think it ever touches it?
I'm not sure why they're concerned with those ones in the top 8 there.
They're, it sounds to me, Kyler, like they're
We're
wondering
just looking at if this drags enough to touch the 5.
if the 2 yellows ever touch the yellow on the top of the button. I definitely don't see that.
Not
Just
from this
one?
camera angle, no.
I just don't know.
But that red on the center is Chelsea's center guard. So
I don't know.
if you rip that with an outturn high anywhere,
Yeah, I know.
you're looking pretty good if you're Selena.
I
There,
agree.
she sees it now.
I think, again, the ice conditions come into play here. Usually a skip would be
Like
comfortable
then it's
having a draw to the forefoot to score their single for the win. We know the ice has softened up a little bit, so draw speeds have changed. It's been a few ends since Selena's thrown a draw. So I think in her mind she may be thinking on her last she'd like to be playing a hit, which would have been her maybe thought process as to why leaving this red in the center line. But I think she's on board with you now, Kyler, and I think we all agree this is the right shot.
I think you can hit this almost anywhere high. Quarter rock, half rock, 3/4. Everything good will happen for Selena. The only thing you don't want to do is hit it too close to the nose.
Well, thanks to everyone who's still tuning in, and you've stuck with us here. It at one point was a bit of a lopsided game, but really is coming down to last shot here. Wouldn't even rule out an extra end at this point.
Oh, Selena had a big pop on that one. I'm not sure what happened there, but that's not a usual throw for her.
Okay.
Wow. Not sure what happened there.
All action here at the Autumn Gold. Thank you for tuning in, Brad.
Oh, we wish we had Chelsea's mic here, but we'll do our best to interpret what's going on. I think if you're Chelsea, are you ever trying now in your mind to steal two?
Depends if you think that hole is wide enough to draw another one to the button. Looks to me by the camera you can't get through there.
No, I don't think so.
So what does Selena have? She has that same shot she just played, and that's about it.
Yeah, I think yellow is just covering the pin. I think even in great ice conditions, I don't know if the out-turn draw would be there to score. So I agree. I think she only has that same red run back. So this is guarding the run back?
Guarding the run back that Selena just played, I think. Splitting center would be absolutely perfect, and then Selena will have to try that drag shot that she was looking at, see if it drags enough, or I don't think there's a hole there for her to pick it out. Double run maybe for Selena, but then those two yellows come into play.
Sweeper's just cleaning this. Key here is to be touching the center line. Guard placement is so important, especially at this level. And no mistake there.
No, that's good.
Yeah, like.
So Selena has a double run, possibly for the win or
just
possibly
kind
for
of
the loss,
plant it
so
and tap
maybe
it
she
to
would never
here.
play it.
Like, I don't know if we
looking
want to
at
throw
that.
weight at it.
What are they looking at, Heather?
I was kind of seeing it was firm. My only thought was if we
The
spill
double?
everything,
Run?
then
Yeah.
I don't know if you're
Yeah, if they do spill everything, it's the
spilling
loss.
everything though. If you're
If I'm Selena here, I may throw this away because your odds in
yeah,
the
like, and
extra with
my thought
hammer
was
are
just if
still
we
really
clip
good.
it onto this side of it, okay, then we're losing everything. But I know it's kind of risky, but do you ever?
I was looking at what
Try and
Selena's calling right now. Hit what you can of the red.
Like, I feel like if you're coming to the side,
Yeah,
And
that's
come
true.
off those yellows.
Yeah.
I like that.
She'd have to throw it hard. We know that she can.
we don't want to risk the loss.
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't know.
seeing any
I
risk
don't
with
mind
that.
this. I just don't know if we need to throw it with a ton of.
You know, if you don't want to risk the loss at all,
That's what I
you
was
throw
thinking.
it away.
That's my only problem.
So how are you trying to score?
I think redirecting off the two.
I think
Yeah,
this
like,
is
I
the
just- are we
lowest risk
scoring
out
with
of all
this
the
ever? I
calls
don't
for
know.
sure.
Unless you pick it clean off the top, kind of thing.
Besides throwing it away.
You're hoping for is it to come just
Okay. Yeah, I think I like that
And
better.
you can don't even
First-
throw it
No,
away. You
I
could
know,
try
I
to
don't
draw
either.
cold pin for practice. For the
Yeah,
next
see-
end.
Yep.
And you have your draw weight if
Okay.
you need
I
it.
don't even think you need to throw that much, but okay.
But I think this is there for sure.
Okay.
Definitely think this is there. So maybe Chelsea's, if we're being nitpicky, Chelsea's
it.
guard just needed to curl a few more inches to block that.
Yeah. True. And we know this is in Selena's repertoire. I'm pretty sure she won a provincial championship with a high, hard out turn once. So looking forward to seeing this play out. Would love to go to an extra, Kyler.
Yeah. The beer is tasty here at the Calgary Curling Club, so
So here we go. Selena Sturmay, last shot of this B qualifier. Winner goes straight into the playoffs tomorrow. She needs to score here.
Close.
So this is just nice and light so that she
Yep.
doesn't explode everything by accident. And I think the soft center line came into play here, and we will be going to an extra.
Wow. Very close, but great execution from Chelsea Carey at the end here. And we'll be Team Sturmay with the hammer playing the extra coming up. Okay, welcome back. We are in an extra end here with the B qualifier. Jaeggi versus Sturmay. It's really been a back and forth game, Kyler. Lots of momentum swings for each team and some great shot making.
Absolutely, yeah.
Sturmay, sorry.
Sorry. Once again, this yellow is off the center. Were they playing the tick?
This does look like the tick attempt to me. It's not coming in super hot for speed, but
So there is the tick shot.
Chelsea doing her best to get this out of play, but look at the frost back there. You can see the ice looks just a little thick. Paige will be pretty happy with that result. Now Chelsea here, she wants another center guard, but in this case she's trying to guard this red rock because we're all pretty sure that Selena would walk up there and peel her own stone. So Chelsea now using this and trying to stack the guards on top of each other. Middle, you can see Team Jaeggi really working hard to get that over the hog line and just comes up short. The ice conditions just haven't held up quite as well in this game.
Oh, unfortunately, calling it now, I think that's ball game because Selena's allowed to rip her own guard off here. And no issue there.
Yeah, never.
Could be like those are some sneaky rocks on the side. There could be a jam off those, something like that. Selena might still have to throw her last rock.
So again, great guard placement from Jaeggi. Hopefully not too little too late. Sturmay does still have to make all their peels here. So this is where your mental toughness comes into play.
Valuable CTRS points and world curling points. This is a high SFM event. Anyone who qualifies will be going home with a decent amount of points.
SFM would be strength of field multiplier for those not in the curling world.
Basically, it means it's really hard to qualify.
Prize purse of $45,000. I believe that's one of the highest on the tour. Autumn Gold Committee has worked really hard for the sponsorship, and really thank you again to all of our sponsors. Curler's Corner, of course, our title sponsor, that's Bernice Merrick. If you are in the Calgary area and you need curling supplies of any sort, she really is your go-to. She has everything and all of the knowledge and the resources. Thank you to Bernice. She's been sponsoring this event for 31 years. Can you believe it?
No, I cannot. She definitely knows me since I was a baby.
It might have hit the wall first, but
We used to be so bored watching these games when we were between 5 and 10 years old. She used to give us coloring books just to keep us going.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really tough to get into curling when you're a super young child, so running around the rink, you got to find something to do.
Yeah, and there are tons of kids here on this Thanksgiving long weekend. Lots of moms in the event. So great to see, new moms out here, lots of babies around. Chelsea moving the guard placement a little bit here, Kyler, maybe hoping to get a mistake on appeal.
Yep, just trying absolutely everything she can. I wouldn't even be surprised if she freezes that outside red and tries to get some sort of weird peel, like, I don't know, we'll see. Slides this end.
Oh,
Wow.
little window of opportunity.
We've got a little corner guard there.
Was that a commentator's curse?
Might have been. Sorry, Team Sturmay.
And okay, so important rock here for Team Jaeggi. Of course, they've all been important, but really you want this to be as close to the tee line and buried as possible.
Yep. And then if you can get fully buried, Selena will peel the corner, and then Jaeggi can actually throw a center guard. And then Selena will have to decide to hit the one in the 8-foot or peel the center. She'll probably peel the center towards the one in the 8-foot.
But again, I can't think of the last time Selena played a draw.
I cannot either.
Yeah, it's been at least 3 or 4 ends. So you wouldn't usually think that a rock out in the 12-foot could be your steal point, but in this case, it very well could be. No mistake there from Michelle Jaeggi.
So
up to you. I have a small half.
the question now is that corner guard even hurting Selena? If Selena's confident of hitting 4-foot, that corner guard's not in play. But if she's scared of hitting 4-foot, then maybe you peel the corner.
What's the other option here, Kyler?
Well, they're trying to chase. So if they make that, that's great too. The other option is I don't know, put one top 4.
Yeah. Sweepers on this early.
I guess you don't want to miss anything, any draw. Okay, so she's peeling the corner and rolling out. So now I believe Chelsea will throw center And
That's okay.
Selena will have to rip it towards that yellow on the side, and Chelsea will just be hoping for a miss. Try to sit 2 at the end and put the pressure on Selena. See, we don't have Chelsea's mic, like Heather said. She's usually saying really great nuggets, but she did motion that if she puts a center, Selena's going to run it towards it. But I think you have to take that risk at this point. You need that center guard. Even if she puts it there, Selena's still going to run the double, so you may as well put it at center.
I guess, you know, if we throw out all the options here, you could, yeah, go in the rings like Michelle's indicating. Top 12. You could go side of the 4-foot, I suppose.
Yeah. Looks like Chelsea is filling in, and it looks like to me it looked like she trusted Michelle on this, where she tapped the top 12.
Okay.
Unless they verbally agreed to throw a guard.
Either way, Chelsea had an incredible draw on the 8th end here, so we'd expect her to be close. Chelsea and her sweepers now would just be discussing the speed of the path, what type of throw they're looking to see.
Oh, we heard Chelsea for a second there. Looks like they are going top 12. That's where Jaeggi has her broom. My only concern with this is the more close you come to that yellow, the easier double is. But if they come a little further, then it's pretty steep. That's pretty good.
That's pretty
really
good.
Yeah.
No mistake from Team Jaeggi.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Didn't matter where this yellow was, Selena was going to be eyeing
Spot's
up the
going on a
double,
tiny
so Jaeggi decided that this was the hardest double for Selena to make. So if Selena does make this and you're reviewing the game after, I would say maybe like a middle corner center guard might have been a little bit better to make this double really hard. Like you could move that rock 3 feet up and 1 foot right. Might have made that double really hard. Or 6 feet up and 1 foot right. Kind of like a mix between a center and a corner.
So Selena with the attempt at the slash double here. Objective number 1 is to move that yellow off the center line.
Looks like it's close. Desiree Haas going hard. Oh, just over the top. But that's pretty good for Selena. There's still not a great steal opportunity for Chelsea.
So again, without having Chelsea's mic here, I think the discussion would be, would we rather have Selena Sturmay with a hit or a draw for the win? I think Kyler and I have been pretty clear that Selena hasn't thrown a draw in a long time, so I'd be trying to tempt her into that.
Yep. So I did see her tap the far left side, but they're taking ice for the center line. So my guess is they're trying to bite the top 8. And then Selena would have to hit the outside one or draw.
Yep. She just played it and made it, so we expect her to be close.
That's true. That must be why they're playing this, because drawing to the corner, you just have no idea what the weight is, right?
And again, if you want Selena to be drawing, then your tolerance here would be to come up a little light, but you definitely want to be in the rings.
Yep. If she is deep here, then Selena will have a nose hit for the win. She is a little bit deep, so
Yeah. Unfortunately, just a little further than what Chelsea wanted. Does leave Selena the opportunity to hit, but she has to stay, of course. They've got that side yellow in play.
pressure shot for Selena. I'm sure she's feeling it a little bit. Qualifier here gets $3,500 and a bunch of points.
Well, thanks for joining us again on qualifying Sunday here at the 45th Annual Autumn Gold Curling Classic.
Yes.
This is Selena Sturmay with a nose hit to win the game, but she must stay in the rings.
We've got some drama here. Oh.
Wow.
Okay.
In a
Chelsea
turn
Carey.
of events, coming way from behind. At one point, they were down 4 playing this game. Jaeggi comes back to steal it in the extra.
Wow, what a crazy game we were treated to there.